to cultivate some joy in your life, but also for your team members as well. Hello, leaders, and welcome back to the LeadHer Lounge. As you can see, we wanted to celebrate with you these holidays, and right now we are very festive with our ugly. They're not really ugly sweaters. I think they're cute.
They're cute sweaters.
They're
yeah,
cute sweaters.
You've got your friend's sweater. I've got my candy
Yes, you
cane.
cannot see, but I have my friends.
Ross, Rachel, Monica.
Yes, yes, and because this is the perfect time to reflect and look back at what shaped you last year. Maybe it was your purpose, your values, the people around you, and acknowledge also those people that helped you carry that load last year and to slow down a little bit so you can speed up in the new year as well. So that's why we want to talk about joy and how to cultivate that in your team. But before that, I want you to think about your own joy. And I want you to think about and answer these questions like, what brings you joy? What are the things that are bringing you joy or brought you joy this year? Maybe there were some situations, some trips, some activities, some hobbies that you found. Maybe people as well brings you joy. So what kind of people were bringing you joy? And also think about what is stealing your joy. What are those things that are really taking so much from you, taking that energy from you? Again, those situations, sometimes, unfortunately, it's people that we need to be around, and they somehow take all that energy. Hey, what are some things that are bringing you joy or brought you joy?
Brought me joy
year?
this year. It's been a really good year, honestly. I do think even having the studio, like this has been such an amazing opportunity for us, and being able to create things that are fulfilling kind of our purpose, I think is really bringing me joy. And then of course, like my husband and my cats, and I've got a big cozy bed that I love. Like, those are the things that I love, like the mornings that I can kind of sleep in and I've got my cats cuddled with me and my husband brings me a cup of coffee. Like those are like the most joyous, I think, moments. But in my work, I'm very lucky to be able to work with my best friends and the people that I love so much. So that definitely brings me a lot of joy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But I do want to talk about what joy is actually, like what it is and what it isn't, because it's not necessarily like someone who always has a smile on their face. It's not that person that's walking through the halls like everything's going great, everything's perfect, nothing is ever wrong in their life. That toxic positivity that we talked about a couple episodes ago. But it is really rooted in gratitude, actually. So it's not something that it just happens by happenstance. Joy is very intentional. And I've kind of come to learn, and I've heard this from other people too, that when you begin to align your actions and be very intentional with the decisions that you make, and align those with the things in your life that you want to accomplish, the things that will bring you joy, you can live a more joyful life. And as a leader, when you're able to do those things, you create a lot more joy wherever you go and on your team. And when your team is feeling that, they're going to be more joyful and they're going to have happier days and moments because you're bringing that to them by living with a lot of gratitude and by living very intentionally. But there's a lot of positive and a lot of good benefits that come with having joy on your team. So we're going to talk about those too.
Yes. So that's next. Why joy is important for your team. And if we love talking about the brain in this show, and the main thing is because it regulates your nervous system. So if you're the leader that constantly regulate your nervous system, you're gonna show up more consistent to your people. They know that when they approach you, they know what type of leader they are going to get.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna be always on eggshells because, oh my gosh, is my leader gonna be in a good mood, in a bad mood? So imagine their nervous system's always going like crazy just because of you, right? Because they're not getting that joy from you. So that's the main one, because when you create that psychological safe environment for them, you're allowing them, you're creating a space where they can be more creative, innovative. They are gonna be just, it's gonna be easier to make decisions just because your presence as a leader in the trust that you have built is gonna be there always.
Yeah.
And that's through that joy as well. That's kind of like the translation of everything, like being this leader that is bringing the best of people. And that's why it's so important to know what it brings you joy, because when you know yourself and wherein you acknowledge those things, you're gonna the foundation, which is you, is strong. Now you're building this place, this castle for your team to be in, you know, in a place that is secure. So that's why it's so important.
Yeah. And another thing that is important to make note of is that we can lose our joy sometimes. And, you know, you asked the question, what steals my joy? And a lot of times it is people. But I do think as leaders specifically, we can lose our joy because we're feeling overwhelmed. We're working too long or too hard for too long, and we're not taking breaks, or we feel like we can't take a break, or we're taking our work home with us. And it can be very detrimental to our happiness, our life in general, because, you know, it creates more stress and cortisol. And when we don't allow ourselves to have time to do the things that we enjoy and to spend time with the people that we love, or to just sleep in on the weekends, you know, like those are things that you have to make time to do. And a lot of times as leaders, we feel like we can't afford to do that because we're going to drop the ball somewhere. And sometimes I've learned, or I've seen at least, and I feel like I've had this happen to me before too, but leaders want to manage people's productivity or like their projects, and they eliminate human connection. And that is like, if you have no human connection, you have no joy. Like you have to, we're communal creatures. We need to have community. So when we are taking that away from ourselves and we're only business and no pleasure, like we have to understand that those relationships bring us joy. And yeah, sometimes they can stress us out, you know, it is what it is. But if you can find the people that you trust and you love and you work well with, like those human connections make a huge impact on our lives, and we can't live without community.
Yes, we definitely can't. And as leaders, again, it's a lot of responsibility. We give you all the responsibility, but there are some ways that you can cultivate. Actually, we're going to share 4. There are many ways. 4 micro practices for you to do or to start doing today. Don't wait until the holidays, or don't wait after the holidays to do it. To cultivate some joy in your life, but also for your team members as well. And the first one is a daily gratitude, like snapshots. So once a month, at the beginning of the month, I kind of go through my phone calendar and see all the things that I have done. Yeah. So I go to through my personal and Monarch's calendar and see, okay, what are the things we have accomplished? Who did I meet with that I have fun? Like I had dinner, I have family time, I have some experiences, new hobbies. So what are those things? And I kind of like go over all of them, and I'm grateful for those things.
Yeah.
And I think that's so crucial, because you're savoring things that already happened, but you're bringing them back, and you're like, they happened to me, and I'm grateful for them. And that's one way to do it.
I love that. I actually just did this morning and wasn't thinking about it, but like I'm very old school, and I have my paper calendar that I write everything down on, which then I also put into my phone, but whatever. My system is my system.
Yes.
But I highlight things in different colors based on what they are. So, you know, like Monarch things are in like orange, and like personal things are in purple if it's an appointment, but then fun things are always in blue. And I told myself this morning, I was like, I didn't have enough blue on my calendar this month.
Okay.
And I need more blue on my calendar. So that is,
I love that system.
yeah, isn't that fun? So
Yes.
now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is a great tip and tool to be sharing. But yeah, so in December, me and my husband, Nathan, we've already started. December is always crazy for us. It's his birthday. We love Christmas. Like we have every Saturday is something fun and festive. So that there's a lot of blue in December, which is good because it kind of makes up for November. But yeah, I wanted to share that because I was just doing that this morning.
And that's like beauty with the holidays. I think we are always looking forward to something, right? You're like, okay, the holiday is coming up. I feel like the energy most of the time for most people is happy and is joyful because you are going to see your family or maybe you're going to have some trips and on vacation. You're just on vacation. But try that this is not just in December. Try that this happens throughout the year. Try to have things to look forward to every single month. You need those moments that, you know, like, okay, this day I'm going to do this and it's to bring joy, you know, in my life or to do that with your people as well. Yeah. So the second micro practice is also resetting or maintaining healthy boundaries. Now that we're talking about people.
Yeah. You got to know how to say no, which we had a whole episode on this.
Yes, about the power of no.
Yeah. And the power of no can be very helpful when setting boundaries and bringing yourself joy. So knowing that you are overwhelmed and being able to be vulnerable with whether it's your direct leader or your employees, whoever it is, your business partner, like I have too much on my plate. I can't do this right now. Saying it in a productive way, you know, that's going to help bring a little bit more peace, I think, to your life. Not just joy, but like some breathing time. And
because it's not just about setting boundaries. Sometimes we forget to set those boundaries. So you can actually reset them. Or even if you did it one time, your life changed and now you have to reset them. Yeah. So that's why it's so important because people don't know what is happening in your life at this moment, what you're going through. So if they don't know, they're going to give you everything. Same with your people. Tell them like when something is happening, even though you don't want to share something that is personal to you, even though you don't want to share that to me, just tell me so I know that I need to modify some of the responsibilities I'm giving you, the tasks, or we need more help. But share those things with me. I think that that's important.
Absolutely.
Number 3, and I think you have a great example, is creating a joy anchored in your workspace. I just moved. Okay, I didn't just move. I moved in May, but I haven't done anything with my office. My office is still like a white canvas, and I need a lot of decoration, you know, like this right now.
Your personality is not in your office right now.
Like this beautiful studio right now is bringing me joy. So this is good. My office right now is not good enough because we are working in different spaces, but I do love your office. So if you can share a little bit of what you have.
Well, I mean, to your point, moving, I lived in my house for 7 years before I updated my office. So it was a white canvas for 7 years. But because I was working from home, you know, starting the business a couple of years ago, I was like, I have to create a space where I actually want to spend time because I am going to be spending quite a bit of time there. And a space where when I'm on a Zoom call, it looks nice in the background and everything. So I love my office. Like I've got a salt lamp by me that it just is a nice, cozy, warm glow. I've got literally hand-drawn portraits of my cats that someone was so nice to make for me. And like pictures of me and my husband and then pictures of me and Erica. Like I just love the space. Like it's very cozy. I've got my vision board off to the side so I can make sure that I'm looking at that consistently too. And then my calendar too, like all the blue on my calendar, something like that. So yeah, if you can at work, like when we were in office, in corporate, like you had a beautiful desk. You had a lot of joy on your desk and a lot of wonderful things like from Colombia. And
yes. I think that is really important. Yes, a lot with like my country and my hometown. I have like the little flag and notes. Something that I love to keep from people if you're in the office or if you're not. But like people give you notes and I used to keep them and always put them somewhere where I can see them and just like refer back to that note because of course they're like thank you notes or like I appreciate you for this. That's why giving handwritten notes are so important because people can always refer that back to them if they have it.
Yeah.
But yes, your office. That's my goal for 2026.
We'll decorate
Having
it.
Cute office.
You'll do it. We'll make it happen.
Yes. Number 4, and finally, scheduling weekly non-work related joy. This is it doesn't mean that it's an unproductive.
Correct.
Yes. You are being productive by just creating a space for your team to laugh together, to learn about silly things about each other. That's actually productive because you're building joy, building camaraderie, building trust, so many things. So schedule that time with your team, 5 minutes, whether you are in the office or if you are virtually. Okay, we're gonna connect for 5 minutes. Have ready a joke. Have ready. I remember like that joke. I had to Google it because I didn't know any. But like
a dad joke.
Yes,
Yeah, we
just
did
like
do dad jokes
just
a lot.
that joke or yes, like anything fun. 5 minutes. Let's laugh. Some people feel uncomfortable. Some people don't like it, but like people they get used to it and they get
Silly
they
things.
discover that they like it.
Yeah, we did charades a lot. I remember too. That was or like Pictionary, like where you have to draw and then they have to guess. We had so much fun doing stuff like that. And that it's just fun. Like schedule 5-10 minutes of fun.
Yes.
To decompress and bring joy to someone's day.
Yes.
Like
Even
everyone's
asking
day.
questions. So I think that our last thing is an invitation that you can do, especially during this time and with your team as well. Yes, you want to do fun things, but also like questions that, I don't know, like help you understand more your team. And something that we want you to invite you to do with your team members during this season is to ask them what brought them joy this year in their personal life and also during their professional life in the team. What are those things? And you're gonna learn so much just from that question. To number 1, if you know like my grandparents came to visit me, you know that you can ask about their grandparents more often because they love them and that makes them happy. And if it's something in their professional life that I remember you gave me this task and I really enjoy doing this and realizing that it's something that I love, you know that you can give them more of those tasks because you know that is something that they appreciate.
Yeah.
So, yes, a win-win.
Yes, I love this episode. I love talking about joy. Joy brings me joy.
I know.
And then this time of year too, I think. But yes, I think the more that we can try and incorporate this type of these types of activities and things to look forward to throughout the year, and not just save it for December, is really important to bringing more joy to our lives and to our team members' lives as well. So if you got something out of this, or if you'd like to share a way that you either bring joy on your team or you get joy yourself, we'd love to learn more in the comments below. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to get more content from us here at the Lounge.
Yes, and thank you so much to Patrick, our producer, for the idea of decorating and for helping us with all of our production, and to Velocity for this beautiful studio. And we'll see you next week with Leaders.
Bye.